Everyone's been talking about Will Jordan and what an exciting prospect he's been. How excited are you to see him unleashed at Test level?
Oh, it's going to be great. Like he's come in, prepared well, trained well. I've liked his demeanour around the team. He's a learner, and he's really worked hard in that space. So it's fantastic to be able to give him an opportunity within the 23, and I know that he's really jumping out of skin and can't wait for it. So bringing lots of energy into the group.
Akira coming in at 6. Can you talk through that change and what you've liked about Akira's form this year?
Well, obviously we're putting Shannon to one side. He's been, I think he's been a real growth player in the 3 tests, so it's a chance to freshen him up. And Akira deserves the start. He's come in. He's worked hard in terms of his learning. He's engaging really well with the players. And just really enjoying the way he's contributing. Whether he's in our team or the Australian team at training, and he's bringing some of his skill sets, and again, he seems to have a bit of a smile on his face and enjoying what he's doing. So, he's earned the right to start. Looking forward to it. I know he's felt like he's waited for a long time for it, but, sometimes patience is a good thing.
Just following on from about Akira, maybe a year ago it seemed like he might be a player that may never fulfil his potential. I know there was comments made when he missed that All Black squad last year. How proud are you of him and the transformation he's made to get himself into this position?
Oh, look, I think we all love these stories when a player has expectations and doesn't quite reach them or get the opportunity they kind of everyone talks about they deserve. But it's not easy getting in the All Blacks, and it's not easy getting into the 23. And he's gone away and made some shifts, and we saw that through the Blues campaign, particularly post-COVID, when he got his opportunity, that he nailed a whole lot of stuff off the park, and we started to see some really good response on the park, and work rates getting up. He's become quite a physical rugby player with and without the ball, and now the challenge is to transfer that same combination onto the Test arena where whether the whole thing amps up a little bit. But he's ready. He's ready to embrace this chance, and I know because he's worked so hard that he'll give it everything he's got.
Richie Mo'unga probably had his best test in an All Blacks jersey last week. Was there any temptation to keep that going again this week, or do you need to give him a rest? And what are you looking forward to most about the Beauden and Geordie combination?
Oh, I thought Richie was superb last week, and it's a chance to freshen him up. Richie's a player who generally plays 80 minutes every week, for whatever team he's part of, and sometimes we take that for granted. So now it's a chance for him just to charge his batteries, and we'd always said that we're keen to give Bodie an opportunity to go back into the 10, because it's a position that obviously he's outstanding in that position, and he deserves that right. So it's a great way to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, really. And the same with Geordie. Geordie's, I've been really impressed with him on the wing. Thought he's played really, really well there. We've tried to use him as a wing/fullback. He's got a knack of scoring tries, and that's pretty useful for a winger as well. So, but he's looking forward to going back to 15, and I'm sure we're not going to be lacking in a relationship combination between those two, are we?
On Nani, he missed out in the World Cup last year, and he's done well to come back. Is there any parts of his game you're wanting to see flourish? What do you exactly want to see him, with this season and even next season ahead?
Oh, I think Nani's just it's a little bit, he's an emotional player, Nani, and when he gets pumped up, that seems to be when he's at his best, and he's really excited about this opportunity, and so the challenge for him is, in some ways, this sounds incredibly boring, but he just needs to go back and do his job within this unit. And he doesn't need to prove anything, that he can do anything special, but what he needs to do is just, run the lines and communicate and connect defensively with the other players around him, and then you just got to do that job really, really well. And, I think we have seen in the last couple of tests when we've put a couple of new boys on, or people that are jumping and trying to prove their worth on in the second half, that we've been guilty of making individual errors rather than system errors. And And what we've got to do this game with a couple of changes or a number of changes and the likes of Nani is just keep trusting the guy around you and enjoy playing next to him and just go and do what this team needs you to do. And that's the clear message to Nani.
Sevu Reece, he was one of your one of the almost finds of the year last year. He's had to wait a fair time for a bit of a crack this year.
Yeah, he's had to wait. And look, he's a quality person, quality player, brings a lot of energy to this camp. I don't think this year's been his best year. I think he's struggled to find a real role or a way to lift his game early on in this year. But I thought near the end of Super Rugby he was starting to really get better quality touches and figuring things out a little bit. And to be honest, Mark, we see that a lot with All Blacks that just had their first year and go back and maybe try to force their game and move away a little bit from what's worked for them in the past. So I think he's settled down. Now he's training well. He's got a lot more consistency in nailing his roles. And you know, again, he's a player that we've got a lot of faith in. Delighted that he's got another opportunity and, again, can't wait to see him play.